It looks like a game. And it really is child's play, since every throw is a goal. The small brown balls that these women are throwing into the Bekaa Valley are so-called seed bombs. The balls contain plant seeds. An outer layer of clay protects them from birds and rodents. When it rains, the balls soak up water and then the plants grow all by themselves. The fertile plateau of the Bekaa Valley used to be famous for its lush cedar forests. A cedar tree even ended up on the country's flag. However, growing settlements and uncontrolled deforestation have meant that there is hardly anything left of the original forests, explains a coordinator from the aid organization Salam LADC.
We never used to think about the importance of trees. We might sit under a tree in the shade, but we never asked ourselves, where did it come from? Who planted it? It was only through this project we realized how much effort it is to regreen a country.
Reforesting Lebanon is just one goal of Salam. The work here is also supposed to bring people together who otherwise have little to do with each other, says Batul Ibrahim, who fled from her Syrian homeland to neighboring Lebanon 10 years ago.
The women here all work wonderfully together, whether they come from Syria, Palestine or Lebanon. We originally met through the project, but now we're all like sisters. We laugh together, we tell jokes. It makes the work easier.
Some of the women live in informal settlements. Others have a solid roof over their heads, like Batul Ibrahim from Syria. Nevertheless, she says life in Lebanon is not easy for her. Her husband is unemployed and her daughter regularly needs expensive medication. Without the $8 she receives for each day's work, the family would have no income.
This project is more than just a job that brings in money. It lets me do something good for nature and the environment. I now live in Lebanon. It's become my new home. And I want to serve this home, even if it's only a small contribution.
Lebanon was once called the Switzerland of the Middle East because of its wealth. In the meantime, however, almost 80% of its nearly 7 million inhabitants live in poverty. The situation is particularly dire for the more than 1.5 million refugees, most of whom come from Syria. Their high number has led to mounting social tensions in the country. Suzanne El Amki has experienced it herself. She feeds her family of 5 with the money from the reforestation project. She's Lebanese, but her husband is Palestinian. Their children are therefore considered foreigners.
There's so much discrimination in our country. Even my children feel it. Because of their Palestinian father, they're not allowed to go to the local school. I wish my children could grow up like any normal Lebanese child. Instead, they're excluded from many things. And my husband isn't allowed to take certain jobs just because he's Palestinian.
Nationality does not play any role in the Trees for Lebanon initiative. The only condition for participants is that they do not have another means of income, because the project especially wants to help those most in need. Today, the women are making seed bombs for wild thyme and cistus. In addition to reforestation, the project also wants to plant crops that can later be harvested. After sifting the soil, the women add the clay that will later form the hard outer layer of the seed balls. When both are mixed, the seeds go in. Everything is then mixed with water and kneaded. It's a sociable process. The group then sits together and shapes the individual seed balls. When the balls are finished, they need to dry in the sun for at least a day. And then they're ready, and new life can be created from them.
I'm reforesting Lebanon. It's amazing. My children will thank me. They'll benefit from it. And even when none of us are here anymore, I've done something good for the future of our world.
For today, the women have finished their work. The project's aim is to release a total of 600,000 seed bombs by the time the reforestation project ends in August next year. It would go a long way towards bringing back the country's famous trees.